If you watch similar videos to me, chances are you may have seen a video similar to this on YouTube or Instagram.
Always land straight, kids.
Yeah, nuts. That was Misha Charoudin, an extremely talented driver, and most notably, he is one of the kings of the Nurburgring. After being mesmerized by these videos, I sat back in my chair and I realized, hey, I got a sim racing setup. Why don't I try to do this myself? So, that's exactly what I did. So this is how I mastered the Nurburgring in 1 week. After owning a sim racing setup for 3 years, I finally decided to learn the Nurburgring and set a reasonably good lap time. For the whole of next week, I'm going to be learning the ins and outs of the Nurburgring Tourist in Assetto Corsa. My main goal is setting a lap time of at least 6 minutes and 30 seconds using the beautiful 2016 Porsche 911 GT3R gifted to us by Kunos themselves. To make sure that I improve not only my solo racing, but my multi-driver racing too, I wanted to make sure that throughout this whole challenge, I'll be playing on a server with other drivers as well. With that being said, let's start day 1.
Okay, so I need a clean lap, no cuts, no ifs, no buts, and then we'll go from there, I guess. What is this guy doing? No. Well, but no. So, we got a 7:04:45. I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
So, I ended up finishing day 1 with my first clean lap at 7 minutes and 4 seconds. I honestly think that's pretty good for my first ever completed lap, but of course I still have a lot more to learn. A lot more to learn. And that brings us to day 2. Day 2 and 3 were pretty similar. Those days basically consisted of me learning the ins and outs of the track more, and well, I crashed. And when I say I crashed, I mean I crashed. A lot. Most of this was due to me trying to reach the top speed on every single turn no matter what, and honestly this was kind of a weakness to me. Because of me trying to be the fastest every single turn, I was often overshooting a corner, crashing, or just spinning out. This unfortunately caused me to be basically still unfamiliar with the last 3 minutes of this course. So time and time again, I crashed, at the same spots. But at least I was finding my rhythm, and at the same time I was learning the limits of this car. And even though I wasn't learning the last sections of this course, I was getting pretty good at the beginning. But honestly, it wasn't until day 4 where I really started to fully learn the track. Day 4 started off rough. I was running into a lot of other racers who were also learning the track, but they did seem to be a little less skilled than me.
What's this guy doing? Like, what are you doing though? I'm sorry, but what are you doing? Dude, what? There we go, another one.
This was good though, because it allowed me to work on my passes and honestly learn the lap from racers who were a little faster than me. And with all of this, I was finally able to set down 3 more reasonable lap times. I was able to get a 6:49,
Okay.
a 6:47, and I was even able to set a 6:48 after spinning out once on the track.
That's so sad. That's so sad. Well, now I gotta do it again.
And this is where I took a step back and decided to try to find a video of a great lap time with the same car to see where I was making my mistakes or where I could scrub off some more speed. And after a little bit of searching, I found this video by Hydro AC. And after that insane lap, Hydro managed to squeeze out a 6:04 with the same car. After watching this video, I definitely took a little bit of an ego hit, but I did see plenty of instances where I could have been going a lot faster on my laps. Day 5 and 6 was game day for me. I still needed to make up around 17 seconds of time on my fastest lap. This was going to be tough, but I was determined, and especially after watching Hydro's lap, I believe that it was very possible for me to achieve this goal. Right at the start of the day, I was able to put down a reasonable 6:44, which was already scrubbing off speed for my last lap, but I was still spinning out. And this was fine because it seemed that almost every next lap I would feel confident in, I would set a same or better lap time. Sadly, on these 2 days, there wasn't a lot of action, and honestly, I didn't set too many crazy laps. But these 2 days were some of the most crucial and important days. I spent a lot of this time really studying the track and finding out where I can scrub off more speed based on Hydro's video. So finally, at the end of day 6, I was able to set down a measly 6:40, but I hopped off knowing that I was definitely capable of faster.
6:40. We're getting there. We're getting there. Getting there.
Which brings us to the last day. Day 7. Starting off day 7, I was able to set a pretty nice lap right off the start. I got a 6:36. This instantly made me think that I would get this done. But then I decided to actually break a rule. So at the start of the video, I did say that I was only going to be setting this lap time on a server, but while I was playing, I decided to not take any risks and hop on a single player session so I don't get interrupted on a great lap deep in the track. I feel bad for doing this, but I don't really care. I didn't see too many people on day 7 anyway. So I hopped in a single player session and I began my quest for a 6:30. And honestly, last night I was right. Every lap kept getting faster. Now that doesn't mean I didn't spin out at all, but I was making some really good progress. After my first solo lap, I finished with a 6:34, but then the next 2 laps I completed were great. Next lap that I finished, I got a 6:32, and immediately after, I got a 6:31. At this point, I was nearly a second away from getting the time that I wanted. This challenge took a ton of time and practice to get through, but it was a really nice change of pace where I'm usually only drifting or rally racing with my sim setup. I think that this challenge is some of the most fun I've had in sim racing in a while. I really think that I found another new aspect to sim racing which I enjoyed just as much as the others. Of course, I still have much to learn. This challenge was overall such a fun learning experience, and after a whole week of practice, I finally set a 6:30. Don't mind that .995, it still says 6:30.